Hey friends, so we're going to be jumping directly into the video. To get started, I'm going to be applying Max Prep and Prime with a beauty blender all over my skin. And this is going to be a great foundation for my foundation to really lock everything in and allow it to stay all day. Then I'm going to be taking the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in the shade Milk and a Sigma E60. And I'm applying this all over the lid, into the crease, and up on the brow bone. And then I'm going to be blending everything out. And this is going to be a great base for the shadows that are going to go on top. Now you could opt for a MAC base such as Painterly or Soft Ochre, but again, these NYX Jumbo eye pencils work just as well because they are a little bit less expensive and they're a little bit easier to get your hands on as well because you can just find them in the drugstore. Then I'm going to be taking the Rhoto Eye Drops. I really like these and I cut that part out for anybody who's a little bit squeamish. And then I'm going to be applying the Philosophy Kiss Me Tonight Lip Balm. And this is going to act as a great base for the liquid lipstick that we're going to be applying towards the end of this video. And though I do like this lip balm, I would not say that it's a necessity. I would say that it is a little bit more high-end. And then I'm going to be taking the Too Faced Chocolate Bar Palette and the shade White Chocolate. You can use any cream shadow that you have in your collection. And then I'm going to be applying this all over the NYX Jumbo Eye Pencil in Milk. What this is going to do is it's going to make any shadows that we place on top of the cream shadow that much easier to blend out. I found that it's really difficult to blend things, especially if you're putting it right on top of a cream. Then I'm going to be going in with Makeup Geek's Beaches and Cream on a MAC 217 and blending this directly into the crease. And you'll notice I'm going to be taking a little bit of time to do this, to go ahead and really buff it in, blend it out, and then I'm going to take it a little bit higher than I traditionally would to really make sure that I define my crease. Then I'm going to be going in with Makeup Geek Creme Brulee, which is slightly darker than Beaches and Cream, and I'm going to be using the same MAC 217 and applying this again right into the crease. Now I do have hooded eyes, so I have to work a little bit harder to really define my crease and make it stand out, and to really kind of make my eyes look and appear the same shape, because actually one of my eyes is slightly bigger than the other one. And for those of you who may be wondering, I am listening to Pandora, so you'll see lots of singing in this video. And now I'm going to go in with the color Noir from the Anastasia World Traveler palette. Now you can use any black that you have, but I actually really like this one because of how blendable it is. It's really, really soft. And I'm not taking this any higher than the lid, guys. Remember to be very, very careful when you're using a black shadow. But what I'm using this for is actually to kind of intensify the colors that are going to go on top of it. And to apply this, I think I'm just using an Urban Decay flat shader brush that came in one of the Naked palettes. I believe it was the Naked 2. And then I'm using the other side, which has a blending brush to kind of blend in that black shade. Now I'm going in with Makeup Geek's Dirty Martini, which is this beautiful green, and I'm going to be applying that all over the lid. Now it is the lighter of the two greens that I'm going to be using today, but I actually really, really like this one, and it's going to look beautiful in so many different eye colors. Next, I'm going to be taking the Morphe M139 brush and the Makeup Geek Shadow in Enchanted Forest, which is probably my favorite green shadow. And I'm going to be applying this to the outer corner. This is really going to intensify everything, darken it up a little bit, and then once I find that the color is starting to wear off of my brush, I'm going to be bringing it in just a little bit, up into the crease, but not much, and then blending it towards the center of my eye. And of course, I never encourage anybody to pull on their eye, but in this case, I pulled on my eyes just gently so that way I could really make sure that the color got placed where it needed to go. Then I am taking the MAC 217 again. I didn't have any additional product on this brush, but I'm just going in and making sure that there are no harsh lines. Next, I'm going in with the color Creme Brulee again, and picking up a little bit more shadow because I noticed that it was a little bit choppy and a little bit uneven, so it was a way for me to kind of clean things up. Then I'm taking the Makeup Geek shadow in Shimma Shimma, and I'm going to be applying this on my brow bone as a beautiful highlight. Then I'm going to be taping off my eyes and using the Stila liquid liner in the shade Black to apply my wing. I've kind of steered away from cat eyes just because I've always had a really difficult time with them, but using this trick actually really does work. So if any of you out there were wanting to get like the perfect cat eye but you were struggling, definitely try this. I really found this to be helpful. I will say that before I applied the tape to my eyes, I made sure to put it on the back of my hand a couple of times to really take off that extra stickiness. You don't want anything harsh to be pulling on and around your eyes. And I'm just gently removing the tape now, which is going to clean everything up. Then I'm going to be going in with the Revlon Colorstay Concealer after this brief dance and singing break. Leave a comment below if you guys think you know what song I was singing. Still going. And a brief intermission for a water break. And we're back. Okay, Revlon Colorstay Concealer in the shade Light Pale. And I'm going to be applying this all underneath my eyes and bringing it down just a little bit onto my cheeks where I have some additional redness as well. I really like this concealer. I find that it pretty much stays all day, and I pretty much tore the drugstore apart looking for a great concealer. I had originally wanted to get the Loreal one that I had gotten last time. Before the one that I got from the department store, I had gotten one from Loreal, but all of the samples and all of the products in this store were used. Like people had broken the packaging open. So I'm taking the Beauty Blender again, and I was just blending out that concealer, bringing that down onto my chin just with what was left over, and getting right around my nose where I have some hormonal redness. Then I'm going to be going in with the Sigma F35, and we're going to take the shade, I think that one's not Beaches and Cream. What was that one? That was Creme Brulee. Sorry. I was taking Creme Brulee and I kind of blended it on the lower lash line. Then over top of that, I'm going to be taking Enchanted Forest and placing it right on top. And that just made it easier for me to smoke it out. And to smoke everything out, I'm using the Morphe M139 brush again. And that's the Morphe M139. And I really, really enjoy this brush. If you guys are looking for like a great lower lash line blending brush, something that's not too harsh, but something that just fits right in the eye, I definitely recommend that one. Then I'm going in with the L'Oreal Miss Manga Rock Mascara. I had originally gotten this in the waterproof version, but I actually really didn't like it. It was way too waterproof for me, and I couldn't wash it off. Like, I tried to wash my makeup off at the end of the night, and I was struggling, and I felt like I was losing lashes, so I ended up getting the not waterproof version in the shade black, and I really, really like it a lot better. So I just applied the MAC Face and Body foundation in the color N1 all over my skin, and I realized that it was a little too dark for me, but I definitely want to make sure that I'm using up the product, even if it is a little too dark. So I went over the product with the Revlon Colorstay concealer and just blended it out. Then I took the Cody Loose Airspun powder in translucent and a Real Techniques powder brush and put that all over my skin. And then here in a moment you'll see I also took the Sigma F35 and I blended out my under eye concealer with the same powder. I really like this Sigma F35. I originally started using it for highlight and then I started using it for powder because I really like how controlled it is and how you can pick up less powder and apply less powder over your face with just using the smaller brush. Then I am taking the best contour powder that I've ever used. It is the Makeup Geek Contour Powder in Infidelity. And I'm taking the Morphe M523 brush. It's a struggle to talk over here. But I'm going to be taking that and applying it into the hollows of my cheeks. And I'm going to be taking this up into my hairline. I really, really like the shape of this brush. I don't know what it's originally used for, but it's perfect. It's just the perfect amount of thickness and thinness that it really makes contouring so easy. In this Makeup Geek contour powder, you guys, if you're looking for a fantastic contour powder, I think it was less than $10. It was $10 and then like $1 or something for shipping. It was absolutely fantastic, and I definitely intend to repurchase. Not only are there a variety of shades, but the blendability on these are amazing. I'm also going to be bringing that same contour shade just onto my jawline and really being sure to blend it out. Now, I'm not wearing any false lashes, but I wanted to kind of go in with the shade Peacock and apply it directly into the center. Now, Peacock is more of a blue shade from Makeup Geek, and then I just went in with the back of a blending brush and kind of blended the top just to make sure that it didn't look too much or too overpowering. Next, I'm going in with the Pocohontas Bronzer and the Morphe 527, which is just a bigger version of the 523 brush that I showed you earlier. And using that Pocahontas shade as a bronzer all over my skin to really warm everything up and bring more life back to the face. Next, I'm going in with the Tarte blush in Exposed, and I'm using a F05 brush. This one is again from Sigma. I originally was using this brush to contour, but then I realized how perfectly it worked as a blush brush because it's just small enough to fit on the apples of your cheeks and to really blend everything in. And I blended that back into my contour. And then I'm using the highlight shades Soft and Gentle from MAC at first, and then I layered over top of that Champagne Pop from Becca. And the brush that I'm using is the M501. And I'm applying that highlight to the tops of my cheekbones, up the side, right over my brows. I applied everything even a little bit on my brows, down on my nose, over my cupid's bow, and a little bit on my chin. My highlight and my contour are my favorite part of my beauty routine, so I spend a lot of time doing those. Then I'm taking Max Fix Plus on the back of a beauty blender, and I'm going to go over the area that I had put the highlight. And what this is going to do, it's kind of going to melt everything into the skin and really make sure that that highlight looks natural. Now I am going to figure out what lip color exactly that I want to use. And I'm going to do my brows with the Anastasia Brow Wiz in dark brown. And then now that those are done, I'm going to be lining my lips with MAC's Nice and Spicy Lip Liner. Now, Nice and Spicy is a pro longwear version of the Spice lip liner. It's the same shade. I think it's $1 more, but I really, really like it a lot. And then after I've applied that, I'm going to be taking the Gerard Cosmetics liquid lipstick in the color Share. This liquid lipstick, you guys, is seriously my favorite. I love it. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. Please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe. Thanks, guys.